a meme coin from you. So if you did that pattern recognition analysis in your fundamental case for buying a coin, you could say, okay, I'm going to add this meme coin to my portfolio because I've seen this pattern play out every single bull run, where at the end of the bull run, people buy the dumbest projects. They buy the meme coins. They buy things that have the narratives. They buy things that are fun and exciting. So it makes sense that I buy a meme coin now in the bear market and sell it during the bull market. That's how you do pattern recognition, fundamental analysis, okay? So yeah, if you're looking to make money into the bull run, you have to lower your IQ, okay? You got to add meme coins, growth narratives, buy what the normies love. If you're trying to make money in a bear market, you have to buy security, fundamentals, real adoption, less focus on growth narratives, buy shit like GMX, okay? Now, Kun, just to add some context here, this is why influencers write fundamental analysis threads on their bags and how the project is going to change everything, but the next cycle is just another narrative. So, for example, we got a coin called Tau. Maybe you guys are going to get, you're going to get triggered by this because a lot of, there's a huge cult around Tau. But look, Tau, this coin Tao, is just another AI coin which is going to end up dying off in the next bull run, right? It's just another coin which is having its first market cycle, and it's going to eventually have its period of underperformance. It's eventually going to have a 90% decline. Maybe in the next bull run it continues to outperform. It could. It has a chance to. But look, any coin, where people are like getting super bullish on it, they're giving all these reasons, right? They're giving this full like narrative explanation of what they think is going to happen. You have to be careful not to get sucked into other people's narratives, as what the narrative they explain is the liquidity for the pump that they exit into. Okay? So in the bull run, right, your goal is to buy what people are going to build narratives around at the end of the bull run. Buy what the strongest narrative is at the end of the bull run. That's the pattern that you need to recognize. And you need to be careful because there is this recurring pattern of influencers who create these growth narratives which might convince you to not sell. Okay? They're going to tell you all these reasons why Tau will never go down. Maybe it could go much higher from here objectively. But at the end of the bull run, you're going to see shit like this, right? I couldn't find a great post, but this was the best one I could find. You're going to see like really, really bullish posts like Tau to $10,000, like this is just beginning, blah, blah, blah. That growth narrative of how much bigger the coin's going to go, how much higher it's going to go, is what you sell into. That's what you want to see with a coin that goes ballistic in a bull run. It's that growth narrative. It's going to go 100 times higher, but that's when you sell it. Okay? So yeah, don't get sucked into other people's narratives, as the narrative is just it's just to get liquidity. Okay? Just to sucker people in. Now, as I said, markets don't repeat, but they do rhyme. A very important component of your fundamental analysis is identifying if any patterns exist in the particular coin you're researching. So for example, like we just said, if you're researching a meme coin, does it fit the pattern of meme coins pumping? As in, is this meme coin the number one meme coin on a chain which I think is going to get a ton of adoption? Toshi, Bonk, Shib, etc., right? Is this coin within a meta which always performs great every bull cycle? If you're buying a coin which is fucking revenue share, just a safe play, no one's going to give a fuck about it. You need growth narratives, okay? Meme coins. Is there a narrative that can form around this coin which involves a pattern from the prior cycle? So yeah, like we said, the layer 1 trade. What's the pattern? Every single bull run, the new layer 1s, there's a few of them that really performed super well. So you could buy every cycle the new L1s for as long as there isn't a true market leader, and call it the next sol, look for the next sol, and then make a bunch of money. Is there a recurring pattern you expect to happen that this coin fits into? So yeah, same as above. Does this coin fit the pattern of what new investors want to buy during a bull run? So what pattern emerges every single top of the bull market of what is the most trending coin. What is trending at the top of every bull run? Is it the memes? Is it the revenue coins? What is it? Buy those early and sell them at the end of the bull run. Okay? And look, in a broader perspective, there is much more patterns you can try and recognize. So a really good example would be the community. So when I found Solana at like $7 in 2020, and I bought a bunch of it, and I held it to $240, and I sold about half of it, and then I bag held the rest. When I found the coin, it had a really, really great community. I was one of the first ever Solana influencers. They called us the soldiers, right? And I was just really impressed with this community. I really liked it. It was just a really strong team. Everyone was super passionate about it. Had a real unique culture behind it. I really liked it. Had a very cool, modern, summer vibe to it. And I thought it was a very, very compelling, strong community. Now, a strong community means there's a cult forming, meaning that no one likes to sell, meaning that the holders market the fuck out of the coin, which brings in tons of buyers. Also, a strong community attracts the best developers who build the best protocols, okay? So what a good community looks like every single bull run is the same shit. The good community of Ethereum back at fucking 2016 is the same good community that comes now. It's the same thing. Crypto's the same space. It's a bunch of lonely degens who know how to code, who sit in Discord talking all day. And the Discord that has the highest quality meme, the highest quality culture, the highest quality members, you know, you can tell that there's a very strong community here, a bunch of degens sitting in a room, the better, right? Look at Link. Why was Link so good? It was because it was the Autist coin. All the fucking Autists were circle jerking in this when it came out, and that was the best performing coin of the last bear market. Not the recent one, but the one before that, back in like 2019. It was just one of the best performing coins. Let me show you. Why is this? Well, it had an insane community. The same insane community that all the other insane communities have. That group of just autists, right, who just spy this thing and they never want to sell it and they just want to promote the fuck out of it, right? It was at 40 cents, went all the way to $40, right? That's 100x during a bear market, right? 2019. I guess this was sort of bull run, but look, it was performing well back in the bear market, okay? So if you've spotted a good community once, you can do it forever. Now, for example, I've found a coin called Monad. I think this has a very, very strong community. We'll see if it plays out as I expect, but I think this is going to be a very, very promising coin in 2024. I think it's going to perform well whenever the token drops, assuming everything plays out as I expect. I think it's going to be a really great investment because the community I see with Monad is very similar to the vibe I saw with Solana back then. And I'm using pattern recognition analysis, pattern recognition fundamental analysis of what I know a good community looks like to determine which coins I like. And I found Monad, okay? So here's some other random examples of pattern recognition that aren't necessarily fundamental analysis. So every bull run begins with Bitcoin dominance rising and Bitcoin leads the market. This is even happening in this bull run where people thought it wasn't going to happen. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it did. So you can see that's a recurring pattern. If we look at dominance, right? Let me show you. And we compare this to the total market cap. Right, so this is going to be tough to show you. Okay. This is a little bit tough. Okay, but anyway, you see that the trend here is down. The market bottoms when the dominance bottoms, and then the dominance has been going up, and the total market cap has been going up. But anyway, that's a really shitty example of what I'm showing you. But you just need to understand that every bull market, the pattern that happens is it begins with Bitcoin dominance rising. So that's what you need to keep an eye out for. Another example would be a decoupling of sentiment and price. So when you have, this is a tweet that explains it. If you're looking for a bottom, one of the best signs is decoupling of sentiment and price. With all the additional recent bad news and spreading panic, Bitcoin is still trading around the same price as it was a week ago. So if you have more bad news and price not going down, that shows you that the news can get worse than what you thought it was before, and the price does not care, meaning that the bad news is priced in, which means that there's underlying strength that will not be, which will not be weakened due to any bad news, right? If bad news cannot make price go down, imagine what happens when the news goes good. Okay? And another example would be Ponzi schemes giving the best return on investment when the macro is risk on. So this guy, classic crypto Twitter guy, GCR, very actual sort of famous tweet. Not famous tweet. It was a pretty viral tweet on Twitter. Okay, got a lot of engagement. Always, it's too expensive for the average man to fly to Macau or Vegas. Decentralized casino and or decentralized Ponzi is always the fastest horse when we have easy money and macro as risk on. I'm along humans being desperate, greedy, degenerate, lonely, and trapped in the metaverse. So in terms of pattern recognition, GCR has recognized what is the best performing sector every bull run, and with his asset selection going into this bull run, he is applying that pattern to find and filter his preferred investments. Okay, and that's what you guys need to be doing as well, and that's what I do, right? That's why I own Solana. That's why I'm bullish on Monad. That's why I'm bullish on Toshi, and a number of other coins. Okay, so I think we've gone over this entire presentation. That's pretty much pattern recognition for you, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.